There is a patch of mold on the bathroom wall of a house 2 streets from where my daughter lives. I know it is there because her neighbor mentioned it to me last autumn. She said she had sprayed it 3 times since spring. 3 different products. It kept coming back. She asked me if I knew why. I did know why. And by the end of this, so will you. More than that, you will know the 3 steps my grandmother used to make sure it never came back. Not for a season. Not until the next damp spell. For good. The whole thing costs less than $2 and takes 1 afternoon. Stay with me. My grandmother had a house in County Clare that was old when she moved into it, and older still when she died. Stone walls, small windows, the kind of damp that settles in a place and never fully leaves. Mold was not an occasional problem in that house. It was a permanent condition you either managed or surrendered to. She managed it. For as long as I can remember, and for decades before I was born, she managed it with 3 things from the kitchen shelf: a box of borax, a bottle of white vinegar, and salt. Ordinary table salt, the kind you put on your food. I am Jacob. I spent 30 years maintaining old Anglo-Irish estates, buildings that had been standing for 200 years and would be standing for 200 more if someone kept after them. Damp was a daily concern. Mold was something you dealt with properly, or dealt with again in 6 weeks. I learned early which of those outcomes I preferred. What I want to show you today is what my grandmother showed me, not a product, a method. 3 steps, done in the right order, on a single afternoon. And then, in my experience, you do not do it again. Before I show you the method, I want to tell you something about the bottle under your sink. Because I think once you know it, you will understand why the mold keeps coming back, and it will not be a mystery to you anymore. Most mold sprays, the ones with the familiar labels, the ones that cost $8 or $10 or $12, have bleach as their active ingredient. Sodium hypochlorite. That is what is doing the work, or rather, that is what is appearing to do the work. Because bleach does something very specific to mold. It whitens it. It strips the color from the surface growth. Your wall looks clean. It smells clean. The dark patch is gone. But mold is not a surface thing. Mold is a root thing. What you can see on the wall is the fruiting body, the part that is already grown. Underneath it, in the plaster, sometimes in the wall itself, there are hyphae. That is the word for the root structure. Fine threads going deeper than the spray ever reaches. Bleach does not penetrate plaster. It sits on the surface, does its whitening, evaporates, and leaves. The hyphae stay. And the hyphae, given a little moisture and a little warmth, produce another fruiting body. In 4 to 8 weeks, the patch is back. You spray it again. The cycle continues. The company that sold you the spray knows this. The instructions on the bottle say, reapply as needed. That is not a safety caveat. That is a business model. My grandmother did not have $12 a month to spend on something that did not work. Neither did anyone in that house. So she used what worked. And what worked was different, for reasons I will explain as we go through it. The first step is vinegar. White vinegar, undiluted, applied directly to the affected area. You do not mix it with anything at this stage. You do not dilute it. You put it in a spray bottle, or you apply it with a cloth, and you cover the entire patch and a few inches beyond it in every direction. The reason you go beyond the visible growth is that mold spores travel. The patch you can see is not the boundary of the problem. The spores that will become next month's patch are already on the wall around it. You are treating an area, not a spot. Now you leave it. My grandmother left it for an hour. I leave it for an hour. There is no benefit to leaving it longer, and no harm in it either, but an hour is enough. What the vinegar is doing in that time is breaking down the surface structure of the mold. It is an acid. Mold does not do well in acid. The spores on the surface, the ones that have not yet rooted, are being killed. The ones that have rooted are being weakened. You are preparing the ground for the second step. After the hour, you wipe it down. Not scrub, wipe. A damp cloth. You are removing what the vinegar has loosened. And then you leave the wall to dry fully. This matters. The next step will not work on a wet surface. If you need to wait another hour, wait. The second step is borax. Borax is a naturally occurring mineral, sodium tetraborate, if you want the full name, and it has been used as a cleaning agent for well over a century. You can find it in the laundry aisle of most supermarkets or hardware shops. It costs at the time of making this, somewhere between $1 and $2 for a quantity that will last you several applications. My grandmother bought it in a large box and kept it under the sink for years. What borax does to mold is different from what bleach does. It does not whiten, it does not strip the surface color. What it does is change the environment. Borax is alkaline, highly alkaline. Mold cannot survive in a highly alkaline environment. When you apply a borax solution to a wall, you are not attacking the mold directly. You are making the wall itself inhospitable to mold. The hyphae that the vinegar weakened cannot recover in an alkaline environment. They die. And because the borax dries into the surface, the alkalinity remains. New spores that land on that wall find nothing to take hold in. The mix is simple. 1 cup of borax to 1 liter of warm water. Stir it until the borax dissolves. It will not dissolve completely, and that is fine. You want some of the mineral in the solution. Apply it to the wall with a cloth or a brush. Work it in. You are not flooding the wall, you are coating it evenly. And then, this is the part most people get wrong when they try something similar. You do not rinse it off. You leave it. The borax needs to dry into the surface. If you rinse, you remove the alkalinity you just applied. You leave it to dry, and as it dries, it is doing its work. My grandmother understood this instinctively. She never rinsed the borax. She said you leave the good thing to do its job, which I thought was about mold, but which I later understood was advice about several other things as well. The third step is the one I almost never see mentioned, and it is the reason, I think, that other methods that use vinegar and borax still sometimes fail. After the borax has dried, fully dried, which can take 2 to 3 hours depending on how your wall breathes, you mix a solution of ordinary table salt in warm water. 2 tablespoons of salt to 1 cup of water. Stir until dissolved, and you wipe the treated area lightly with this solution, not soaking it, just a light, even coat. What you are doing is sealing. A wall that has had mold on it is a wall that has been absorbing moisture. The mold itself contributes to this. It draws moisture in, which encourages more mold. Even after the mold is gone, the wall is still porous in the way it has become accustomed to. It will pull moisture from the air. It will give mold, if any spore lands there, a foothold. Salt is hygroscopic. It draws moisture to itself and holds it, rather than letting it pass into the wall. A light salt treatment on the surface changes the behavior of the wall slightly. Not permanently, but enough. Enough to disrupt the cycle. Enough that a spore that lands there finds the conditions wrong and does not establish. My grandmother called this closing the door. You have killed what was there. You have made the environment hostile. And now you are closing the door. 3 steps. In that order, and the thing is done. I want to say something plainly before I give you the action list, because I think it is worth saying. The bottle you have been buying, the $8, the $10, the $12 bottle, is mostly water, a manufactured smell, and bleach. The smell is the most expensive part. It is there to make your nose believe the job is done. The bleach is there to make your eyes believe the same thing. Neither of them is treating the problem. They are treating your perception of the problem. And the company that makes that bottle has spent decades and considerable money teaching you to trust that perception. You paid for the lesson. Every month you paid for it. What I have just shown you costs less than $2 and takes 1 afternoon. My grandmother did it this way because she had no alternative. I do it this way because I have never found a reason to do it differently. Before we go to the action list, if you are watching this and you have a damp problem, not just surface mold but water coming through a wall, a leak, a structural issue, this method will not solve that. It is not designed to. What it does is handle biological mold growth on a surface that is not actively wet. If water is moving through your wall, find the water first. The mold will follow you wherever the water goes, and no method treats a moving problem. Here is what I want you to do this weekend. Find the mold. If it is small, a patch you can cover with your hand, this method handles it directly. If it is larger, work in sections. Get you materials, white vinegar, borax from the laundry aisle, table salt. That is the whole list. Apply the vinegar to the full area. including a few inches past the visible edge. Leave it for 1 hour. Wipe down. Let it dry. Mix your borax solution, 1 cup to 1 liter of warm water, and apply it evenly. Do not rinse it. Let it dry fully, 2 to 3 hours. Mix your salt solution, 2 tablespoons to 1 cup of warm water, and wipe the area lightly. Let it dry. That is the whole of it. The neighbor 2 streets from my daughter eventually asked me to come and look at her bathroom wall. I brought a box of borax and a bottle of vinegar. We did it together on a Saturday morning. I showed her the 3 steps. I told her about my grandmother. She said she felt a little foolish for having spent so much money on something that never worked. I told her there was no reason to feel foolish. They had spent a great deal of effort making sure she would not know any different. The people who raised me knew things I spent years forgetting. I am still finding them again. This was one of them. If this was useful to you, a like helps more people find it. That is all I will say about that. And I want to ask you something before you go. What is the one thing in your house, the problem that keeps coming back no matter what you buy, that you have never quite been able to solve? Leave it in the comments. I read them. And chances are, my grandmother had something for it.